Russian forces continued to press on towards Pokrovsk, a city in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region which has been their focus since they seized Avdiivka in February. They have formed an 18-mile-long salient stretching to the west of Avdiivka since then, and are within about 5 miles of the outskirts of Pokrovsk. Desperate to shore up Ukrainian defenses around Pokrovsk, the Ukrainian National Guard has deployed one of its handful of offensive brigades. Underscores the urgency of Ukraine's problems between Avdiivka and Pokrovsk. In dramatic footage, a pair of Russian armored vehicles dropped off their infantry at the underpass and promptly got blasted by a Ukrainian T-64 tank firing from just a few yards away. A drone from the Ukrainian brigade was watching when that tank rolled up to the underpass and sheltered amid the wreckage. The up-armored, camouflaged Russian tank fired at least one 125mm round, and then, shockingly, the crew bailed out the tank. Then it's the turn Ukrainian FPV drone to target the fleeing Russian crew tank. Next, the second armored was almost stuck under a bridge. As the Russian troops were trying to flee their vehicle, they were ambushed by a Ukrainian tank. The Ukrainian tank, after firing the round that dealt most of the damage, continued to drive in the direction of the Russian armored, delivering multiple strikes and totally destroying the Russian armored personnel carrier and its crew. Losing one tank won't doom Russia's offensive along Pokrovsk, but destroying the Russian tank is still a win for Ukraine. It's a morale booster, a demonstration of the kind of courage and ingenuity the Ukrainians will need to eventually win the ongoing battle for Pokrovsk. In new cases on the battlefield, the Ukrainian drone footage shows tank and BMP of the Ukrainian brigade destroyed the positions of the Russian soldiers in the Pokrovsk direction. Shows how combat vehicles of the Ukrainian destroy Russian positions and buildings where they were hiding. The footage shows Ukrainian armored vehicles driving down the street during the day, firing their guns at the positions where the Russians were, thus preventing the Russian soldiers from gaining a repay attack. Moscow's grind towards the Ukrainian strategic military hub of Pokrovsk has continued, despite Kyiv's recent gains in the Russian border region of Kursk, fueling hopes the Kremlin would be forced to divert troops to defend Russia's own borders. In another relentless attack, Ukrainian fighters demonstrated the highest level in the art of drone warfare, at battle in which modern technologies and the experience of the Ukrainian military collided. The footage begins with a Russian unmanned vehicle creating a thick curtain of smoke, hiding the movement of equipment and infantry. Then, when the Russian unmanned vehicle stopped at a tree line, just a few minutes later, the situation changed dramatically. The Ukrainian FPV drone fly. The camera captured the moment the kamikaze drone hurtled toward its target, breaking through the remaining smokescreen and crashing into the Russian unmanned vehicle. And bombs. Meanwhile, the Netherlands will supply Ukraine with $80 million worth of support materials for F-16s, as well as air-to-air missiles, in a boost to Ukraine's air defense capabilities. The news was confirmed by Ukraine's Defense Ministry on X. The Post detailed that strengthening Ukraine's air defense capabilities is our top priority, and we highly appreciate the support from the Netherlands, adding, "The power of unity brings victory closer." The Post announced $221 in aid to Ukraine, a package that is focused mainly on protecting and repairing the energy infrastructure and includes additional funding for humanitarian assistance. Earlier today, it was confirmed that Ukraine is set to receive a huge missile package from the United Kingdom, providing a major boost to its air defense systems. The package was confirmed by the UK Defense Secretary, John Healey, at the Ukraine Defense Contact Group meeting at a US Air Force base in Ramstein. Ukraine will receive a $214 million missile package, which will include 650 lightweight multi-role missiles, LMM, in addition to $395 million worth of artillery ammunition from the UK. The move comes as part of a new commitment from the UK to Ukraine. Besides, as reported by Reuters, Canada plans to send 80,840 surplus small, unarmed air-to-surface rockets to Ukraine, as well as 1,300 warheads in the coming months, Defense Minister Bill Blair said in a statement. Canada announced an initial shipment of 2,160 unarmed CRV-7 rockets in June. Each CRV-7 rocket can be equipped with warheads designed variously to hit buildings, tanks, or soldiers. Blair said that Canada will also donate chassis assemblies from 29 M113 armored personnel carriers and 64 Coyote armored cars, which the Canadian Armed Forces are no longer using. In addition, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky urged military allies to ignore Moscow's red lines and allow Kyiv to use long-range weapons for strikes on Russian territory. We need to have these long-range capabilities not only on the territory of Ukraine, but also on the Russian territory, so that Russia is motivated to seek peace, he said at a meeting of the Ramstein Group of some 50 nations which supply arms to Ukraine.